Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live tonight. I'm going to teach very simply this evening easy ways for you to identify how to package your knowledge into a product or service. Easy, simple ways that you can package what you know into a product or service with just, I think I have 6 simple steps I'm going to share with you today. 7. I'm so excited. I'm Mia Redrick, life and business consultant. I got started in my company over 20 years ago, and I, very much like you, wanted to answer that question. I wanted an easy way to understand how to package my knowledge into a high ticket product or service. And I didn't know how to do that. And my very first stop, I went to a small business resource center in my town. And I was told by the director of the Small Business Resource Center that my idea, mom coaching, didn't make any sense and that no one would ever pay me to coach moms. And I'm so grateful that I didn't listen and that I continued to figure out how to take my knowledge and package it into a high ticket product. And I'm going to share with you today some simple steps, 7 things that any single person can do. If you're here live, let me know where you're from. And also let me know, what is it that you are interested in packaging? I'm curious. I want to know, what is it that you're interested in packaging as well? Is it a product? Is it a book? Are you an author? Are you a coach? Write it here. Or do you desire to translate your skills, your professional skills from your career? Hey there, darling, precious, welcome. Or are you looking to take a soft skill, something that you just know how to do? You have a knowing and you want to figure out how to package it. Is that what you're looking to do? Okay. So right where you're from and what is it that why did you come to this live today? I'm really curious as to what made you show up. I promise you, as always, I'm never going to waste your time. So I'm going to jump in very quickly. I'll share my story with you for those who I haven't met. It's nice to virtually meet you. I started my company 20 years ago, and when I got started, I didn't have a product. I didn't have a clue. Hey, Cherise. I didn't know how I was going to take my background and my gifts as a corporate trainer and to package it. But I did know that what I knew was very valuable because I could see that for the company that I had worked for. I worked for a Fortune 100 company in their corporate training department. And I knew that I knew my stuff, right? And I knew what I knew. And I was looking for ways to translate my skills, and maybe that's you, okay? Maybe that's you. Like maybe you're trying to figure out how your skills will translate into your own business. And if that's you, you are absolutely in the right place. Or maybe you've already started a coaching and consulting business, and it's not what you thought. Maybe the models that you started, maybe what you're offering isn't what you thought it would be. You're not sure if you're marketing the right things. You're in the right place also. And what I'm going to share with you today, easy ways to turn your knowledge into a product or service, is really going to support you, maybe with thinking a little bit differently about what you have to offer, because that was me years ago. I knew that I had the ability to create amazing results for moms based on some systems that I had used in my own life. And I actually was part of a moms group. And what I realized was that moms are very attracted to my solutions that I had for myself. And I decided to package those into a system, into a product, and into a book. And little did I know I'd have the opportunity to work with Fortune 100 and 500 brands as the mom strategist, packaging my thought leadership, packaging my ideology. And I say this to you because that's you. You can do the same thing. All right. And so everything that I share with you, everything that I teach, one of the things you have my commitment is I only teach what I have done. I don't teach anything that I've just read or copied or stolen or borrowed it or any of that. Everything that I teach you, I can back it up because I've done it myself. And I know that when you're trying to make that translation between your work and your business, sometimes we're competent at doing things that we don't necessarily recognize, right? Like how they can translate. So you're going to be in the right place tonight. But equally, what I realized was that I wanted to build a business that would give me time freedom, because I didn't want to build a business where I was working like I was working in corporate America, right? From 9 in the morning to 7 p.m. I wanted a business that created options for me, a business that would allow me to work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I chose. That was really important to me. My very first business with my husband about 25 years ago, we hired a real estate coach and we started real estate investing. And actually, we loved it. It was a great business. It's a business that we currently run as well. But I never got emotionally excited about it. It was just a means to an end. And I love buying properties. It's great. And then our second business, as a result of owning that business, my husband and I bought a commercial laundry. And we ran a mid-sized commercial laundry for about 16 years. And I learned a lot about doing business at a high level. We did a lot of boutique hotel services and contracts with boutique hotels. And I learned a lot about that business, but again, I wasn't passionate. And I really wanted to figure out how I could coach and support women with running their own businesses around their own intellect. It was something I was really good at. And so I started my own coaching practice, and I've never looked back. And as a result of running that business, I've had the opportunity to be featured on Emmy nominated and nationally syndicated television shows with my own thought leadership. And I teach my clients exactly how they too can take their thought leadership, their ideas, and how to package those and get themselves featured on national television shows, not only on segments, but I was featured on shows as paid talent. And so that was exciting for me. And equally, to be able to do corporate deals with Fortune 100 and 500 brands or other larger businesses using their intellect, maybe as a coach or as consultant or as in licensing. And it's something that I've done personally over and over again. And I can literally create a product in my sleep. And it's what my clients love so much about the kind of coaching and consulting I provide. So you're in the right place tonight. I just want you to know. Now, here's the last thing I'm going to say. When I got started my business, I always tell my clients this, I was an 18-month overnight success. Okay, so hear me on this. So for those of you who are running a business and you're like, I've been at this thing and it's not working, I understand that. Right out the gate, I hired a coach and a consultant, but it took me 18 months to really figure out what I was doing in my business. And I want you to understand that if it takes you 18 months, doesn't matter. The view is the same on the other side. Okay. So take it easy on yourself to breathe and relax. And equally, I'll say for those of you who are just getting started, it doesn't have to take you that long. If you have a great mentor and coach that you get to stand on their shoulders, you can quick, fast, and soon, be able to create results quicker. A lot of my clients, I always tell them they've done things I have never done before. I have clients who've closed 6 figures in 9 weeks or 6 weeks. And I've had clients who have closed huge contracts within 3 weeks, $50,000 contracts or more, all verifiable with testimonials, which I can show you. And they've done things that I did not do during that exact same time period because they've learned from me. And I love working with people who exceed me. I think a great coach can handle their clients exceeding them. So if you're ready, I'm super excited. Now, as always, if you watch my lives, you know that to get ready, you need to say you're ready. So if you're ready to hear the live tonight, easy ways to identify how to package your knowledge into a high-ticket product or service, then I want you to write ready here and I'll get started. And you do have to be ready to receive a powerful message, don't you think? I think so. So if you're ready, write ready. And even if you're watching the replay, I want you to write ready so that I can see that you are ready. Okay, that's the way you talk to me. All right, so let's just jump in. Easy ways to identify how to turn your knowledge into a product or service. Super important. Sharice, I'm so glad you're ready. You're always ready. And I can tell you this, that a lot of times when we want to get started packaging our knowledge as a coach or consultant, a trainer, an online educator, we think it's way harder than it is. And I hope that what I'm going to share with you in these 7 steps is going to help you understand how super easy this is. All right. And then if you're ready to put the pieces together and actually build the package and you need some professional advice around how to do that, the best next step is the Giant Experience Master Training. So it's 45 days of training. where you get some of my best practices around things that I've done to be able to package my knowledge at a high level, and 2 days of accelerated live coaching with me, where I'll literally pull back all the layers to help you understand more of how to take what you're doing and put it in a structure that's mostly profitable based on what you do. All right. All right. So let's get started. Number one, Ruthie is ready as well. Number one is, the first thing I want you to think about is consider the transformation you are currently creating with your skills. So one of the most important questions, if you want to package your knowledge easily, is I want you to think about your talents and your skills in terms of the transformation that your skills provide. It's something that I teach my clients who sign up for the Giant Circle coaching program with me. One of the first things I get them to understand is how to evaluate a transformation. And most of us never look at our skill sets that way, but let me explain to you why this is really important. The people who want to work with you only want to work with you because you create amazing results. Isn't that right? Okay. And there's something that you know how to do that whenever you do it in your department at work, or whenever you have this competency about you, people come to you and want to know what you know. Okay. It is because what you're teaching, what you're doing, creates a transformation. Now, there are many different types of transformations that can occur, right? There can be a quantitative transformation, a qualitative transformation, it could be a technological transformation. There are many different things, but many times we don't understand how to evaluate that transformation. But I want you to think about right now, okay? When you think about your skills and your talents that you want to put to use in your own business as a product or service, is like, what is the transformation I provide for someone? So let me break this down in a really simple way. For myself, when I started as a mom coach. I didn't start as a business coach. I started literally as a mom coach. And I had these great self-care systems that I had put together for myself. And they were working really well for me as a mom, okay, and allowing me to stay sane in motherhood and to thrive, literally, okay? And I had many women who asked me, how is it that you do what you do? And I took my system, I took my process, and I put it in a structure that could create results for them. And I realized that if I taught other women how to do what I knew how to do to stay sane, so that I had better self-care practices, that I could date my husband, etc., date my kids, just be a better mom in terms of practicing better me time and understanding the value of that. If I could help other women with that, they would create a transformation for themselves also. They would have happier marriages, they would be a better mom, right? They would like their lives better in motherhood. So I want you to think that about you, right? I want you to think about what is it that you know how to do that creates a result for someone. All right. And so notice that when I led with motherhood, it was something really simple, very easy. So don't make this hard. Is this making sense? Make it super easy, okay? What do you think about the transformation that you can provide to someone? Again, it could be a quantitative transformation. Obviously, a lot of times when we think about business, we think about numbers, improving something, reducing something. It could be a qualitative transformation, that somebody's life changes as a direct result of what it is that you're doing for them. It could be a people transformation. As a result of what you teach, you help people better. You help them be better, right? Like, it literally could be that an organization, you could help their people grow in some way because of something that you're doing, a process. Is that making sense? All right. So don't make this super hard. We're talking today about easy ways to identify how to turn your knowledge into a product. And I think sometimes we make this way too hard. And the reason we do it is because we think we're supposed to Google search what we're doing, copy what other people are doing, when in reality, we all have a unique path. I believe we all are born endowed with gifts that are distinct to us. And if you try to Google search your purpose, you miss your power. All right. Think about the transformation and the results that you've already created for people. Listen for the echo in your life, okay, of what people are already saying has transformed them, something you've said, something you've done, and you see that you do this over and over and over again. That likely is the product or the service. Number two, okay. Number two, easy ways to identify how to turn your knowledge into a product or service. Number two is think about how that transformation already has value. All right, now let me repeat that. I want you to think about how the thing that you do that creates results already has value, right? So a lot of times when we're in the workplace, we don't necessarily associate what we're doing with value. But start thinking about what you do from that perspective, right? Because you'll look at your talents and your skills completely differently. I'll explain this using a personal example. For me, I came from a Fortune 100 company. I was trained as a corporate trainer. One of the things that I understood is instructional design, how to build authentic curriculum, how to rewrite curriculum for departments to help people grow and create amazing results quick, fast, and soon. And it's one of the things that I support my clients in doing for themselves individually. Everybody does something a little different because we're all a little different, right? So we're not doing any cookie cutter types of results for clients. My clients create different results and create different programs based on their background. Now, I had to think about the value of what it is that I knew how to do. I knew that the company that I worked for, whenever we would license content, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for licenses, right? So that we had the right, in some cases, to teach something that belonged to someone else that wrote something. Does that make sense? So if we were investing in a course to share with our employees, okay, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for a license. Okay. And so I knew that what I knew how to do, which was write curriculum, teach curriculum at a high level, was very valuable. All right. So I want you to think about what you know how to do. And I want you to start thinking about where you've seen it have the most value. Because this is one of the things that gets in the way of people packaging their knowledge and selling their knowledge for high tickets. It's the only thing I teach my clients how to do, because they actually have never thought about how valuable their knowledge is. Is this making sense? If this is making sense, I want you to write, this is making sense. Even if you're watching the replay, write, this is making sense, or I'm following along, so that I know that you guys are getting this. Number two is think about how that transformation already has value. What that will show you is that you shouldn't be taking your knowledge and selling your knowledge for $50 an hour, $100 an hour, $150 an hour. When you do the work and you start thinking about where you've seen your knowledge used, what people might be investing in it, if you surround what it's connected to and you see the value of the change your knowledge can create for others, for organizations, then you can step into really properly valuing your knowledge in a completely different way. Lynette says, this is making sense. And Cherise says, this is making sense. Awesome. And a lot of times we never think of it that way, but it's really important to understand that. All right. We're talking today about easy ways to identify how to package your knowledge into a product or high-end service. The first thing that I've talked about is, first of all, consider the kind of transformation that you create for others. Start thinking in terms of what are the results that I can create for others. And that is the starting point by which I coach my clients. For all of my clients, it is different, but it's really important to answer that question. The second thing is then think about how that transformation has value. Where have you seen it already being used at its highest valued state? Right. So I knew that in the corporate arena, I saw training programs that we would buy and buy so that we could teach courses to others for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. We bought a license. We would review a lot of that kind of stuff. Or I would also see the team of us as trainers who we would write things that were going to be taught, to the employees there. And that was, again, hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary that was being paid to us to take our thought leadership and teach that. So I knew that when I was going to start my business and building curriculum and content, I couldn't sell what I knew for pennies on the dollars. And I knew that it had value. And a lot of entrepreneurs who are struggling in business don't know that what they have has value. Number three, the third thing I want you to think about is consider the audience right now that desires the outcomes you can easily provide. I want you to think about the audience right now that desires the outcomes that you can easily provide. Now, this is really important. All right. Because ultimately, if you build what you have to only solve problems, there's an audience that already has that problem. Is this making sense? Okay. And a lot of us, and particularly in the curriculum space, are doing this all wrong. We're building products for people because it's something we just want to teach, right? It's a course we just want to build. And we don't actually understand that the nature of building a profitable business is identify the problems that people have. Look at the kind of outcomes that people want, and then take what you know and only offer that to those individuals. So my ideal clients are people who are smart and they're sharp, incredible, brilliant women who want to take their knowledge and they want to know step by step how to put it in a structure for themselves based on their talents, that as a high ticket product. And they actually want someone to show them how to do it that's distinct for them. Should it be licensing for me? Should it be coaching for me? Should it be consulting for me? How do I take my business as a speaker and how do I create some product around it so that I have some residual components? Or how do I take my book as an author, Mia, and how do I pitch to corporations the way that you do? Or how do I pitch myself so that I can start to merge what I want to do with media so I can attract my ideal audience? All of those things. Okay. So you got to consider right now that the outcomes that your audience wants from you, and they want the outcomes that you can create for the problems you know how to solve. So I don't have people that come to me and say, Mia, help me live my best life, because I don't sell that. Okay. A lot of my clients are living their best life. But the way that they do it is because I have the ability to show people how to take their background, their experience, soft or hard skill, their life skill, right? And how to package that unique talent into the most profitable product based on what they want to do. And, we've had so many clients, hundreds and hundreds of clients who've come through the Giant Experience Master Training and who have created amazing results just that are distinct to them. And I think that's one of the things I'm so proud of when you go to the Giant Experience Master Training, which you can get there on miaredrick.com, and you can see for yourself on that page for the Giant Experience Master Training at the bottom, the testimonials. The testimonials are not the same. They're not going to be the same because I take a unique approach with each of my clients to help them package uniquely what they do based on their background and their skill set with the best possible outcomes that they can create for their audience. And I show them based on their background how they specifically should and what they should be charging for high ticket selling what they have. I've had clients go from charging literally their clients $40, right, to to $25,000 per client. I mean, we've all kinds of incredible testimonials. I have clients who, in relatively short period of time, I have a client who I'm so proud of, who built an amazing travel business and just really maybe about 7 or 8 months went from charging just $1,000 per client to book them on amazing travel excursions to now understanding how to properly value what she does. She's even had products as high as 10 grand per client. And she didn't know how to charge what she was doing or to package and structure her knowledge into a high ticket product. I'm super proud of her. Anyway, but you don't have to take my word for it. You'll see it on the Giant Experience Master Training and you can see her testimonial directly. Number 4. The fourth thing that you need to ask yourself is how can you systematically help them with their own process, right? So I want you to think about when someone wants to work with you, they want to work with you because you've got a systematic process that you can create for them, right? And so they can get results based on what you know how to do. So what people like are systems. What people like are step-by-steps. What people like is a process that they can follow. And it's one of the things that we're really great at, helping our clients identify many different ways they can take their knowledge, put it in a structure as a process to help their clients create amazing transformation. Are you following me? Is this too deep? Are you guys following this? Or is it right on time? All right. Is it too deep or is it right on time? I wanted to break this down because people have been creating products way too hard. And it simply is really easy if you think about it the way that I'm teaching you right now. You got to systematically help the client with your step-by-step process. Your step-by-step process is the answer for their problem, their pain. It is the full solution for the results that they desire right now. Imagine if I have a problem, okay? I want to have to go through a guide and like read and read and read, or do I want a step-by-step process from someone that's already created a way to solve this? All right, that's the way you need to be thinking about what it is that you want to do. Awesome. Lynette says the step-by-step systems and right on time. I'm so glad you guys are following. It's really important. It's not always just about rushing to create low ticket products or services. The reason that most people are not profitable is because they actually don't understand how to think about creating their products or services. Because I've helped literally over the years thousands of clients create tons of products, hundreds of different types of products, I'm telling you that it's the systematic process that's distinct to you that makes all the difference. And it's the thing that I break down for participants in the Giant Experience Master Training. Each class has a culture, and based on that culture and the different types of businesses, you'll learn not only what you need to do, but you'll also learn as I'm coaching and sharing with other people how to look at packaging their knowledge at the highest level of transformation. And it's really eye-opening. Most people have never thought about their knowledge that way because it's just never been taught. Number 5, you need to stop overthinking. Oh, this is so good about competition, and understand that competition is irrelevant if you know your stuff and if you're at the top of your game, right? You only offer what you know. So let me break this down. So you need to stop overthinking about competition and understand that competition is irrelevant. Competition is irrelevant when you know your stuff and you're the best at what you do. And we're talking today about an easy way for you to package your knowledge into a product or service, okay? And one of the things that I think gets in the way for so many people, or people make this so difficult, is that they think that there is just one way to be successful. And it's the people who become Googleicious, people who study other people's funnels and copy it, read script. I mean, you can see everything that people do, and it's all low vibration. And what you got to understand is that what you know is very, very valuable, properly packaged, that you actually don't have to do that to create tremendous success. Over the years, I've built my business based on packaging what I know how to do as a trainer. It's distinct to my background and my knowing, right? Like my step by step. Now think about you. Think about what you know how to do. You don't need to Google your purpose or study somebody else's webinar or funnel or back end or buy their products just to duplicate them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of that low vibration stuff gets in the way of you showing up like the giant that you are. The reality is the people that want to work with you because you're you. There's part of your story that's inside of them. All right. And authenticity is a magnet for success. I'm a witness to that. The women who I work with are women who are innovators. They are creators. They are thought leaders. They are used to always knowing the answer. They invest in themselves quickly, and they say yes, and then they figure it out, right? And they are looking for someone equally who has been that way, who's been on a walk in the journey to be able to take their life, package their knowledge into a high ticket product or service in many different ways, right? So think about, I'm sharing my story, but think about your story. And if you thought that starting your business means that you need to start by searching what you should do, I can tell you that will take you the furthest away from your purpose and your highest level of profit. What I do is distinct to my background, my gifts, and my talents. And the truth of the matter is, and I'm just telling you, like in terms of my ability to be able to take anyone, and package their knowledge, as long as they can create a result for someone else into a high ticket product, there's none better. I haven't had a failure yet, because if you come with the skill to create a result for someone and you don't know the structure, that is my expertise. Think about your expertise. What is it that you know what you know that you know. You don't need a guide, you don't need notes, right? You can literally speak from your overflow, from your heart, from your knowledge, from your knowing, from your truth. That's building an incredible business with ease and grace. And if you're interested in building a business with ease and grace, right? Hashtag ease and grace. Even if you're watching the replay, I just want to break it down. And I always like to talk about competition, because a lot of times people think that, like, I'll have a lot of times when we have new people getting started, I'll say the market is saturated. There's a lot of competition. Competition is irrelevant when you're amazing at what you do. You got to understand that your goal is to be outstanding, being who you are and using your gifts for the highest good. And when you are amazing at what you are going to do, you're going to have copycats, you're going to have people want to do you, want to be you. But the fact of the matter is, you let them spend their time copying you, and you lead from the front with your gifts and your talents. It's the easiest and most graceful way to build an amazing, profitable business. I'm a witness to that. Last year, I took 4 hours of calls, like getting on the phone, calling clients who are interested in working with me. I didn't have to get on the phone, and we had significant growth in the business last year, because I've just learned how to build the business with ease and grace. And I teach my clients the same. I don't build my business being a creative duplicator. And I don't teach my clients that either. I show them that their originality, like what you've what you've been through, what you've gone through, is the thing that is distinct about you. It's the reason that your ideal clients are going to be attracted to you. So if you, up until now, have been Googling what you should do, stop it. Okay. It is the reason why you can't figure it out. And it's the reason that you're super confused around what to offer first, or what you should charge, because you're not focusing on the value you can create. You're focusing on the value that someone else can create. And I want you to understand this. And I know this to be true. If you copy someone else and they don't know their value, then you get their value. Okay. So value is an inner game. It's not an external game. Your prices have nothing to do with someone else. Okay. What you're meant to offer is based on your walk, your journey up until now. Are we clear? All right. Are we clear? And Cherise, you're right. Ease and grace. I love it. Number six. Let your results determine your process. This is so important. Only create products that you know how to deliver. So this is very important. Like, I see so many people who are in that coaching consulting space who are just building out content just to teach things. And they don't even know if that what they're teaching will deliver any result for anyone. It's just a bookmarker of something they think they should be offering. But I want you to let your results, determine your process. So for me, when I am coaching and teaching my clients, we mix up our curriculum all the time, because one of the things I realize is that, you don't need to Google, you search your purpose. Absolutely, Maria. I realized that I only want to create products that deliver results. I'm not interested in just teaching my clients training. I am interested in working with women that I can support to create a result. So my only goal when I'm coaching my clients every single Tuesday, it's my honor, is to support them in creating amazing results. And the interesting thing is that when they come on the coaching calls every single Tuesday, the only thing that they share are the results that they are creating, because the entire process that we've designed is to help them to grow in many different areas so they can realize the results. And I want you to think about that for your process and your programs. A lot of times people have a lot of bells and whistles that people do not need who are working with you, right? Like, imagine if you are giving people tons of modules or things to read or things to do, but you don't actually know how those things translate to results, or to how to help your clients create results. At the end of the day, clients, less is more. Less is more. What the client needs is a result. The client doesn't necessarily need another module, another course, another curriculum. They don't really need that. My clients often create amazing results just from our consulting private time together, when we're together as a group on Tuesdays. From getting their specific questions answered from a coach who's actually been in the field doing the thing that they want to do. So only offer what you know how to do, and you'll find that being able to coach your clients or provide consulting answers at the highest level, your clients will get greater results. Oh, and number 7, and this is the last one. Number 7 is really important. And learn how to confidently sell what you know. So, selling is often, for many individuals who are in business, is a dirty word. Okay. And a lot of people are really uncomfortable with selling. But what I realize is that I don't do any hard selling at all for what I offer. And we're very successful. Clients ask me for the sale all the time. People sign up every single week for what we're offering. Why does that happen? It's because when people are really clear on the value and the transformation that you provide, they will raise their hand for you. And a lot of times, for those of you who are in business right now and the cash register isn't ringing and people aren't buying from you, it's because they're not actually sure about the transformation that you can provide them. See how this ties together? So go back to the drawing board, okay? And I encourage those of you who are looking for a defined process on how to sell what you have for high ticket and how to have a premium sales conversation with your ideal clients, right? Whether it's a corporate client or whether it's with an individual or something in between, or maybe selling if you're a speaker and you don't know how to do that, I invite you to come to the Giant Experience and learn from a process that will not only teach you what to do, right? But I will demonstrate, I'll role play for you equally how to do that. I'll give an example. I was on a coaching call. I don't know if any of my clients are here or not. I was on a coaching call about 2 weeks ago, and one of my clients had a big corporate meeting. Well, she had a corporate meeting, a meeting with as a consultant. And she was sharing how she was going to close the client, the conversation. So we did a role play. And in the process of doing the role play, we made some tweaks to her process. And just by making tweaks with her language and with her structure, with her offer, of showing her how to be more consultative, it was interesting because since that time, she's had 2 or 3 other opportunities where they moved her on to that next level decision maker. Whereas before, she always felt like she had to push her ideas to get them sold or to be heard. Now, instead, the door is opening for her in terms of those opportunities. Understanding how to confidently sell what you know, right? Without really having to be pushy. You don't have to be pushy to offer anything. My ideal clients is what I teach my clients ask me for the sale all the time. And last year, I just took 4 sales calls the entire year, like literally. That's it. All right. And this year, I haven't taken any. So how about that? Okay. Well, no, I think I took one. I took one. I took one. I took one. Okay. It was a guy. Okay. So 1 sales call this year. So I want you to think about that. We've got a really great process to help any single person. I have a lot of clients from the medical field who don't sell anything before they've met me. And I show them how to position themselves and their conversation so that they can authentically have a conversation with people who can ask them for their services. So if you wanted to understand how to offer what you have, because you can have something really great, but if you don't know how to have if you don't know how to have those closing conversations, that also can be a miss. Is that making sense? All right. So that's what I have for you today. So what I've just covered for you are easy ways to identify how to turn your knowledge into a product. All right. And I'm thinking that you've had an aha or a takeaway, or you likely even have a question for me, and you can start to write that now. I'm just going to recap. Number 1, remember to consider the transformation that you are creating with your skills. All right. So if you are looking to easily and effortlessly package your knowledge, right? First, think about transformation. Number 2, think about how that transformation already has value. Look at where you already see it being used at the highest level so that you can get your mind wrapped around how valuable it is, what you know, okay? Number 3, consider the audience right now that desires the outcome that you can easily create for them. So ultimately, your ideal clients are people who have problems that you know how to solve. So when you understand what you know how to solve, you can then get in front of that audience, right? And talk their language, right? And get right in front of them. Number 4, think about how you can systematically help them with your process. That you've got a process to be able to help somebody with a step by step, with a solution that's complete. And that is why they would want to work with you. And if you don't know how to put that in a structure, then I would recommend the Giant Experience as a great first step. You can always go to miaredrick.com to check out the Giant Experience. Okay. Number 5, you need to stop overthinking this idea about competition and understand that competition is irrelevant when you're amazing at what you do and you can back it up with results. Okay. And so many people spend a lot of their time thinking about a boogeyman that doesn't even exist. Okay. You got to understand that the people who are copying you are not your equal. Okay. Focus on what you know how to do at exceptionally high level and keep it moving. All right. 100%. Get out here and serve the people that you're meant to serve. Number 6, let your results determine your process. Only create products that deliver amazing results. Ultimately, what you're going to be known for are the results that you know how to create. You're not known for anything else. You're just known for the results you know how to create. What people know me for is I'm a results magnet, not because I say so, because if you go to the Giant Experience Master Training page or to my YouTube channel, you will see hundreds of very specific testimonials from women that I've worked with who have told you very specifically what it is that they've been able to create in concrete terms. And none of it is just lightweight things. Okay. It's literally very specific. Number 7, and learn how to confidently sell what you know. Because I think that's one of the things that gets in the way of so many is that they're great at what they know how to do. But when they have to have that conversation, that is a yes conversation for someone that wants what you have because you can create a result for them, they become uncomfortable having that conversation. And if you want to understand how to do that, it's going to require some training, some coaching, and the Giant Experience is definitely one of the greatest places that I could support you with that. I'm just going to post here, miaredrick.com. When you go to that page, you'll be able to see my free webinars there and also the Giant Experience Master Training. Our next class, I think, is at the end of April. So excited. So make sure you check it out. Okay. Awesome. All right. So are there any ahas or takeaways for me, right? Do you have any ahas or takeaways? For me, I'll be here checking those out for the next couple of minutes. Let me just make sure that on my page it showed up, and not sure. 1 second. I think so. Okay. Okay, perfect. Any ahas, takeaways, or any questions for me? What was your biggest aha or takeaway? Yeah, it did show up. Okay. What was your biggest aha or takeaway? I'm going to write that. Okay, perfect. What was your biggest aha or takeaway from being here today? Don't be shy. And even if you're watching the replay, make sure you post your aha or your takeaway. Okay. Your aha or your takeaway as well. Just know that what you know is very, very valuable, properly packaged. Packaging my knowledge literally changed my entire life. Okay. It changed my entire life. And I went from selling my knowledge, trading time for dollars hourly or as a salary person, to understanding how to properly value my knowledge based on the results that I create for others. And that's why I wanted to do this live today, because I thought this would really support you if you just thought differently about how to take your knowledge, how to package your knowledge into a different structure on or offline that would fully value the transformation that you bring to the table. Okay. So there doesn't appear to be any questions. I want to thank you for being here today, for being amazing. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be right here. And I'm so excited that we got to spend this time together. And if you're watching the replay, equally, you can post your comments, right? What was your big aha? What was your greatest takeaway? And for those of you who said, hey, this is amazing, Mia, I want to learn more, check out the link that I posted here, miaredrick.com. And I'll post it here. miaredrick.com, and go to the Giant Experience link. You'll see it right there on the page. It's pretty simple. With that, I'm done. You have been amazing, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.